Hello, this is Brittany M. You are now tuning in to the podcast Mind Over Matter Forever, where we talk about self care, personal growth, and lifestyle related content. I'll be sharing the empowerment tools I've used to develop confidence in myself and take steps towards making my dreams a reality. I have learned how to stay true to myself while actively working on opportunities for self development. I hope that these shared tools and mindset shifts will help empower you in your day to day to gain confidence in conquering your goals. Today's topic will be on boundaries in action, how to use and respect them in relationships with others. Time for a check-in. How do you respond when someone says no? How do you deal with others' reactions to your no? Are you the person who gets easily irritated when someone denies your request to hang out on a specific day at a particular time? Are you the person who shrivels up when you deal with the backlash from others when you say no? Today, I'll explore the dynamics between these two types of people and shed some enlightenment on how both parties can better engage with each other using boundaries. So, let's pretend you're the person who is enforcing the boundary of no. First, reflect on the energy you bring to the relationship dynamic. For instance, if I have a pre-planned activity to do, even though I'm polite when declining an invite, some people will decide if that reason is good enough according to their standards. Then will get upset if they don't feel that what I have to do is a priority. So now I run into the danger of evaluating and judging myself based on someone else's standards for their life. Do you see how this becomes a problem? Are we here to live our lives based on what others want us to do, or are we here to live according to our own standards? I am still actively and learning how to really apply this lesson in my daily life with loved ones and friends. But really, it's all about less is more. I say everything I must do when saying no to something, which can lead to me falling into the trap of somebody thinking they can validate what I have to do. For example, my exercise time, meditation time, binge watching a favorite TV show are all important to me, but it might be less crucial to the next person. For example, I can have somebody say that, hey, I want to go out to this place. Do you want to come with? And then my response could be, well, I actually wanted to prioritize organizing some things around my place or finishing up a series that I've been looking forward to since I haven't been able to all week. In those moments, the person could say, well, I feel like that's not important. You can do that another time. Just come out with me. And I could choose in that moment to say, you know what, they're right, and join them. Or I can say, well, this is my priorities for me to do so that I can be sane and have a clean space and also be able to actually watch the shows that I want to watch. So really in those moments, because they happen frequently a lot, you have to ask yourself, am I going to let their opinion matter more than my own? Am I in control of my day or not? We don't need others to validate our reasoning. If it makes sense to you and it is not harming anyone, that is all you need to move forward. And the people who get it, get it. People who respect you as an individual with different needs, they understand where you are at. Value the people who love you for who you are, not just love you when you are available to them at their latest whim. These are the people you should cherish. These are your soul tribe. So go reach out to one of those people randomly and invite them somewhere or do something nice for them. Remember not to get mad if they're busy too. And the cycle continues. Now for the other side, let's pretend you're that person who has a hard time accepting others' no. As humans, when dealing with others, tapping into compassion will save us from many problems. Giving space and allowing people to nurture in the way they need means releasing anger and control when it's not done on our destined timeline for them. Instead of judging how others recharge, try remaining open to others' ways of healing. For example, if a friend wants to stay in for a Friday night, instead of viewing them as sad because you wouldn't want to stay in and love being around others, consider that your friend may welcome the idea of a night in and find more enjoyment in that, especially after a busy week. If someone goes out with you 2 times, then the 3rd time you ask, they say no, examine why you are upset. Do you want peace in your friendships or manufactured problems? Are you relying too much on one individual for your leisure time? This may be an opportunity to branch out and meet new people. But do you see how a mindset shift can help eliminate the problem you have created? Now, for the person learning to enforce the boundaries, remember these things. First, you are allowed to say no. You don't always have to be agreeable to be loved and liked. If your friendships and our relationship is based on how compliant you are and not on valuing who you are, then they may need to be demoted to casual acquaintances, aka I'll see you when I see you. You are not responsible for someone acting irrationally because they don't like your answer, especially if this is a first time or a one-time no out of several yes responses. You can define what brings you peace and do everything you can to protect it. If you give grace to others, then you should be able to receive grace too. Other people's attempts to make you feel guilty, shun you out, or be rude are signs that this person engaging in this behavior isn't for you. So act accordingly. Learning who is in your corner and who needs to be seen mentally as far, far away in a different city, miles away, is essential. Learning how to self-soothe when you deal with people's responses to you being assertive is also important. Do something that brings you joy when dealing with feelings that naturally arise in response to someone's reactions. For example, I had a new associate I enjoyed spending time with. Still, I noticed intense reactions when an invite was declined or if something came up, even though there had been many more yeses than nos as we got to know each other. When I realized the lack of response in messages was due to the answer not being yes, I initially felt annoyed, like, dang, I can't have other plans or be busy. But instead of sitting in that feeling and letting it stew inside me, I decided to get off social media, turn my TV off, go into Do Not Disturb to avoid checking for a response, and have a nice bubble bath. I played soothing bossa nova music and I was in a relaxed mood. I may create a playlist of some of my favorite bossa nova musics and share it with you guys in the future. But back to the example. Then I read another chapter in my book for the rest of the evening. So thankfully, the next day was busy with work and dance class, so I didn't have time to dwell on the lack of response. It helps to really have a life filled with activities that pique your interest so that a lot of the idle time that could be spent ruminating goes to something more fulfilling. Sometimes the person needs their own time to stew on feelings they may have about people declining invitations, which is understandable but not your responsibility to solve their problem. On the other hand, if the person brings up the issue, you can hold space for them but never over communicate when someone is under communicating. This means that you are spending extra energy. As a reminder, your peace of mind, time, and energy are the most valuable resources you have in life. Spend them wisely, and you'll be happier in the long run. Okay, so back in college, there was a running joke between a friend and me. We used to say, I only have so many F's, fill in the blank, to give this week. So if you are starting something on a Thursday, by that point, my fill in the blank bucket is used up. Better luck next time, or catch me earlier in the week. That quote we used to say to each other all the time, because we were both, when we used to use it, we were both either dating people and, of course, going through the growing pains of different friendships and, evaluating of how much should I be giving to this scenario and how much should I be giving to this scenario. And in college, too, it's like in the earlier of the week, you have a lot more energy. There's papers due, there's things to do. But back then, it was like Thursday was Friday. So it's like by Thursday, you trying to start drama, you trying to have an argument, you trying to do this, that, and the third. I'm just trying to get through the day so that I can go out Thursday nights. And I believe we used to go, there used to be so many different party spots. Epicenter used to be popping back up here in Charlotte. There used to be parties on Thursday nights and everything. But Thursdays was our Fridays, so we really just wanted to enjoy ourselves. And then we would end up going out Friday and Saturday. So it's like by that point, I have no energy left for anything except enjoying myself. And somehow we still got work done in the meantime, but that's another topic. But I think we could think like that as adults too. Like we can just say, hey, I have this bucket of energy for dance. I have this bucket of energy for my sister, this bucket of energy for myself, this for my mom, etc., etc. And this is how much I can give for my job. And then once those buckets are filled up, we're allowed to come back into ourselves and then say, hey, I might need to do something that nurtures me so that I'm not soaking up others' energy and then not really pouring back into myself. And it really makes me think of, there's that company, finance company, Ally Financial. I love them, but they're a really great savings company. I believe they have loans and other things like that. But with the savings, they have the buckets. So they have like the travel bucket, the emergency savings bucket, and different buckets. And I just like that idea because I feel like it's the physical version of what I am doing energetically or mentally when it comes to dealing with other people and how many other problems and things I can take on. If you have enjoyed listening to this episode, join the rest of the Growth Inspired Tribe and subscribe to my newsletter. By doing this, you'll get notified on each new episode, access to my latest blog post, and extra goodies such as motivating screensavers, checklists, and much more. I can tell you right now, I will not be sending out notifications daily, so don't worry. Let's embrace this journey called life together and grow into the fantastic human beings we were always destined to be.